What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be another story time. This is going to be about the time that me and my friend went to a haunted gravesite. Now, just to give a little bit of backstory, this gravesite is the gravesite of Mary Stockham. Now, if you do research, Mary Stockham, a long time ago, back when they believed in witchcraft, she poisoned her kids and they executed her. They killed her because they thought she was a witch. And then, even because she poisoned the kids, they didn't just die. I know this is kind of graphic to talk about, but they didn't just die. It was like a slow process, and the final kid that she poisoned lived until after she was executed, after Mary Stockham was executed. And when she died, sirens went off in their head. They're like, this is definitely a witch. So what they did was they covered her body. They took her out from her grave, and then they separated her head from her body, and then they buried her head and her body in two separate locations. The same grave site, but two separate two separate locations. This is just what they did when they believed it was like a witch. And when you visit that grave site, one of the most reported things that happens is electronics malfunction. Your car will start having issues that it wouldn't normally have. Just any electronic that you have will start messing up. And now that I gave you the also something that happens is that people who go there at night say that they see her traveling and trying to find her head. They see her headless body trying to find where her head is buried. So now that you have the backstory, I'm going to give you my story. So basically what happened was, in the freshman year of high school, me and my friend really got into paranormal stuff. So we searched up paranormal places in our area that we wanted to visit. Now keep in mind, this was before we had our license. We didn't even have our permits yet. So now if we were to do something like this, I have my license. My friend that this happened with, he's in the process of getting his license. So keep in mind that this was before we could do anything by ourselves. We always had to have somebody with us. So we get my friend's mom. I always stay the night at this guy's house, or I used to. I still hang out with him. But this was back when, every weekend, I'd come over to his house, we'd play games, we'd research paranormal things. So I went to his house one weekend, and we talked his mom into taking us to Mary Stockham's grave. So it takes us a little bit to get there. I'm going to tell you this detail because it's going to make sense later. Our entire way there, nothing was happening with the truck we were in. Everything was working smoothly. There was nothing going on. So they blocked off the main entrance to get to her gravesite because so many people were going and disturbing it. And this is it's a weird place. It's such a weird, secluded place. But it was the Stockham family's plot. It was completely separated from, it was no other gravesite I've ever seen. Probably because it's been vandalized and people have tampered with it, but just the area in which it was located is completely different from any gravesite, any graveyard I've ever been to. So since the original location to get there was blocked off, we basically just explored the back roads, and then we just explored the back roads. We took a turn that would take us onto these dirt roads. I don't even think they were roads. They were literally four-wheeler trails. Keep in mind, we're in a large-sized truck, and we're going through these little trails trying to find it. My friend's mom had been there before. She used to go there when she was a kid. It was where all the kids went to hang out. So we go there, and we're trying to find the place, and all of a sudden the truck stalls and the truck just shuts off. And like I mentioned earlier, That's one of the things that happens when you're around here, is reportedly your vehicles will malfunction, your electronics, your technology will start to malfunction. And like I said, the entire way there, it was perfectly fine. But the second we start getting close to the gravesite and we're in the trails, the truck stalls. And when his mom first tries to start it again, it doesn't start. And we're like, great, we're here. Like, this place is messed up, and now we don't even have a vehicle. Luckily, after a few tries, it started back up. But that pretty much just set in my head that we're gonna get stranded out here and something's gonna happen. Because when you have places like this, it's not only the like the ghosts you have to worry about. There's weird people who do sacrifices and stuff in here areas like this. I'm sure where you live, there's an area like this where weird people go. So after that, I was just completely on edge. Like, we got the truck to start back up, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna stall and it's not gonna turn back on later. So I had that in my head and I was already scared. But we make our way to the gravesite, we find it. We park the truck, but we don't turn it off because we don't want to turn it off and it not turn back on. So we get out, we look at all the grave sites, we find her grave where her body's buried. And in previous research, I knew where the head was. And it was down the hill, but it was like, I'd say about 300 to 400 feet away from where the body is buried. So I know where it is, but my friend and his mom, I'm pretty sure they knew, but they're like, I want to go see the head. And I was like, I really don't want to go down there. Like, first of all, if we go down there, we're gonna have to abandon our truck, abandon the truck, which is running, and that's pretty sketchy. Some weirdo can just come by and take it, and then we're completely stranded. So I knew where it was, but I really didn't want to do it, so I wasn't giving him the location. Like, I wasn't trying to be a douchebag. I was just really not, the vibe there was just not good. Especially with the truck. Like, just turning off and stalling. And plus, when we were going through the dirt trails, there were deer carcasses just mangled, and I was like, that doesn't look natural. Like, some bad stuff's happening around here. I'm not digging this. So they were trying to find the head, and I was like, I know where it is, but I really don't want to go to it. So we get into the truck and we start driving further down the path, and I really just wanted to get out of there. So we start going down this really thin path. It's really sketchy, and I wanted to just turn around and get out of there because I was sketched out, I was weirded out. But they wanted to go further. So we start going down this really thin trail, and there's like a big drop off to our left. And they get sketched out too, and they're like, alright, let's turn around. We go to turn around, and the way we had to do it, we had to pull up into the hill to our right. To our left was a drop off, up to the right was a hill. And we can't just turn around and go, like, we can't just use our left to turn around because we'll just fall off. So what we had to do was we had to pull up into the right. We had to go up the hill to the right, and then we were going to back up and go out the other way. But as we were pulling up to the hill to the right, the truck gets stuck, and I'm like, great, like, I knew something bad was going to happen. The truck stalled, and now we're actually stuck. But luckily, like, we lucked out. It just came unstuck and we got out of there. But yeah, that was a really creepy experience. I have some other stories that I want to tell that involve my friends. So yeah, that was just one of my more eventful stories I wanted to tell. So I'll be making more videos like this in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.